What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tamika. Okay, so it's been about a week since the Michelle biopic Surviving Compton came out. And social media has been going in. And y'all already know my thoughts on it. Check out my review that I did. But I really just wanted to take the time out and talk about social media's reaction to the film. Um, so, a lot of people, first off, are like, bravo for Miss Chalet, thank you for coming forth and giving me strength and speaking for all women who suffered, through domestic violence. And, she has such incredible strength and enduring, such things with Suge Knight and Dr. Dre, And then we have some people who are like, man, she did this for a come up. I ain't say Dre didn't hit her, but she doing this for a come up. Why now? Why now? And some people thinking that she's just flat out lying. And some people are like, man, this whole movie was just freaking garbage. She an opportunist. I don't care what Dre did, because if she gonna tell it, she need to tell it all. She wasn't no angel herself. A whole lot of stuff is just going on around social media. You even got, Daz. He was on Instagram the night of the movie, making fun of the movie. Then you had Alonzo, the producer that helped put her on to Before You Turn Off the Lights with World Class Wrecking Crew. He even came forward and said there were some inaccuracies within the movie. He said that is not the Dre that he knew. Okay. So, here's my take on everything about what social media is saying. First of all, okay, as far as Michelle and whether the abuse occurred by the hands of Dr. Dre and Suge Knight, and is she just coming up with this story just to make a quick buck and riding off the coattails of Straight Outta Compton? Well, here's the thing about that. Michelle has been talking about it. Like I said, if you have been watching R&B Divas, she had talked about it. She even would go into it a little bit more on the reunion shows. And you can still see her still dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder on that show. Like, she would have real bad anxiety and things of that nature. It was hard for her to connect with men. It was just a mess. You could tell that she was still dealing with a lot of things in terms of the abuse. So, for people who have followed Michelle's career and followed her, we know that this story is not new. Now, with that being said, now, did they dramatize some things? Absolutely. It's Lifetime. It's a movie. It's not even just Lifetime. It's a movie. A lot of things get dramatized for entertainment value. I mean, think about this. Straight Outta Compton went 100% factual. But we enjoyed it all the same. And we took what truths that were in the film, and we took that and stuff that was dramatized. We laughed at it and knew what it was. Entertainment. Okay. So, I think we should give this movie that same respect. I'm not saying that everything was word for word, accurate, and every situation that we seen on there happened. Not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, all these biopics have things that are dramatized. Even like people love to talk about what's love got to do with it. Oh, that's my favorite movie. And Tina Turner, she was such a survivor. Ike Turner ain't shit. Well, it was some discrepancies in that too. Like, her first child that she had was not Ike Turner's child. It was the guy in the band's child. But in the movie, it made it look like Ike Turner was her first baby daddy, and he wasn't. You know, it's just a lot of times where, again, they use a lot of dramatic effect. So everything don't necessarily have to be accurate. So we can't pick on her and her story because there's some inaccuracies, because that's movies. Okay, as far as her exploiting this and using this as a come up, well, it is what it is. I do think that it was for a come up. Now, do I think that it's solely for a come up? Heck no. I don't think that that's her MO. Like, I just don't get that vibe from her. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. I don't get that vibe from her. Yes, she's doing it for a check. But she's also doing it because a lot of women do suffer through abuse. And whether you like her or not, whether you think she's a whore or not, whether you think she's scandalous or not, this woman went through years of abuse. Whether it was as... And here's another thing. I was about to say whether it's as brutal as it was portrayed in the movie or not. But no, let's just get this straight. I don't know exactly to what extent the abuse was, but it was quite extensive. Let's just not sit up here and act like she didn't have black eyes. Look at that. Everybody look up the video from Michelle A. called Keep Watching. One of her eyes is swollen. Even the makeup couldn't cover that up, okay? She's had multiple surgeries done on her nose because he punched her in the face. So, am I thinking she got her ass beat every single day and was punched in the face every single day and was punched in the stomach and all that, like how they was trying to make it out to be? Maybe not every day, but come on, y'all. Let's just be real. The writing is on the wall. I mean, this woman didn't black her own eye. This woman didn't, break her own nose. So we have to be real about this. And the fact that this woman did suffer abuse. And yes, people, when they saw that she was not a straight out of Compton, a lot of people who are fans of hers or even NWA were like, dang, where was Miss Chalet at? And it sparked some conversation. And, she got an opportunity to tell her story. Yes, she's getting a check out of it. But yes, this is also going to bring a discussion about something that is prevalent throughout our society. That's domestic violence. It's already bringing up a discussion. What are we doing? We are talking, okay? Be it good or bad about, domestic violence. We're talking about it. And it's something that needs to be brought to the forefront. Like I said, my sister went through 10 years of abuse. She was the same age as Michelle A. She was 16 when she got involved with her baby daddy. So I witnessed it, and my cousin was a victim, actually was murdered by someone who was physically abusing her. So this happens every day in our society. So yes, I do think she used this as an opportunity to get a check, but I also think that she said, you know what, this is a great platform for me to speak out and speak to other women about what I've been through. Something that I grew up thinking was normal was nothing but abuse that tore me down and left me emotionally and physically scarred. And even now, as she has went through this process of filming this movie and, promoting this movie, she's looking back at it and saying, I can't believe I lived like that. And like I said, I don't know Michelle A. from a can of paint, but being there with my sister when she went through that, being there with my cousin who I was very close to, mind you, she never made it to her 21st birthday. She got killed when she was 20 years old, again, by a man who was physically and emotionally abusive to her. So, being that said, You don't, when you're living it, you don't see it that way when you're living it. My sister, yeah, she knew it was wrong. She knew she shouldn't keep going back. Same thing with my cousin. But when you're living it, you're in a totally different mindset to when you look back at it and be like, wow, that was my life. So, all this, downplaying her, want to call her a whore, want to call her opportunist. Look at the positivity of what this is doing. This has brought something to the forefront that we have not talked about in years. I don't think this has been brought out to the forefront since we were talking about Ike and Tina, when What's Love Got to Do when it came out. Okay? And like I said, I know a lot of people like, oh, they making him like he was worse than Ike, and that ain't Dre, and he didn't beat her that bad. Again, we got physical proof that he did break her nose. He did black her eye. It doesn't matter how many times. It's not freaking right. And like I said, we know some of that stuff was dramatized. But again, we watch dramatized shit all the time. Be it a movie and don't give me like, oh, well, this was a movie. This was a biopic. Again, I already went through that with y'all. How many biopics have we seen and had some inaccuracies? Shoot, some of our favorites. Like I said, What's Love Got to Do with It? Shoot, even the Jackson American Dream miniseries had some inaccuracies. But we enjoyed it anyway. So I just feel like, people want to pick on Miss Chalet because, she made some mistakes in her life. And that is something that we as women, we deal with when it comes to the double standard. I believe that, women, when it comes to men, if we, go from this guy to that guy, then, it's a problem. We're nothing but whores. We lose our credibility. But men do it all the time. Like, even in the movie, he had 5 kids. Okay? Before they even had their child. And don't tell me that was dramatized. Go look at that. Go look. Dre had 5 kids. That's not a dramatization. That's a fact. 5 kids before he had his 6th child with Miss Chalet. So, yeah. But he wasn't looked upon as this, the fuck boy that he was. No. They was just like, Now, I do want to know in this movie, and I forgot to bring it up in my review, where were, all these guys that she called her brothers, Dr. Dre, not Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Yella, the DOC, and all them, they was all around watching her get her ass beat, supposedly, and they just stood around and did nothing. Now, I don't know how true that is. Because again, it was a movie. It told some aspects of her story, but again, we all know that every single thing ain't true. But if that is true, I'm like, wow, they should be ashamed of themselves. They actually sat there and watched her get her ass beat. So yeah, now that's one thing I really want to know if it's true. Because if it is, that's horrible. But yeah, I just think we need to keep that in mind. It just, like I said, it's been a week. I got time to digest it. I watched it another time. Like, I watched that movie, honestly, twice. May watch it one more time before I erase it from my DVR within the next week or two. But it's, like I said, these reactions really had me feeling some type of way about the film. Because I feel like they didn't want to give it a fair shot in some aspects because of the mistakes that she made. Same mistakes that men make all the time. But because she did it, she doesn't have any credibility. Or because some aspects of the movie were over-dramatized, it's garbage. But we watch... come on now. We watch stuff played up for the camera all the time. Love and Hip Hop, baby. And I know, well, this ain't Love and Hip Hop. This is supposed to be based on her story. If she wanted to tell her truth, tell it all. Okay. And I agree with that. But again, we watch fabricated biopics all the time. And we don't say, tell it up, tell it up, tell it up. So just accept the movie for what it was, which was to me a very powerful movie. A movie that has sparked a conversation that needed to be had. And let's champion Michelle A for bringing this out to the forefront, because again, I really do believe, yeah, she did it for a check, but yeah, I do think that she said that this is a great opportunity for young women not to go through the things that I went through. You know what I'm saying? With growth comes, wisdom, and I do think she's growing and she's getting wise, and she wants to do things better in her life. You can tell that. So, I'm proud of her. At the end of the day, regardless, all I can say is that I'm proud of her, and I think this is a great movie. And, guys, tell me what you think about people's reactions in regards to Surviving Compton. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up, as you know, go to work. That's all I do. Go to work and talk to you guys. So, anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love. Oh, and before I go, shout out to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my crazy world. Thank you so much. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about any and everything. And I can't wait to talk to you guys down in those comments and get to know you. And for you guys to get to know me. Okay, y'all, I'm out of here for real this time. Bye.